Hey guys, what's up? So it's interesting about the tarot cards, or at least 12 of the 22 major arcana of the 52 deck tarot card. Is this synchronicity here? Well, synchronous. It's literal. It's meant to be. Um, we see Aries is represented by the Emperor, and Taurus is the Empress. Gemini is the Lovers, which is actually the two twins right there. Um, and the Chariot is going to be Cancer. And if we zoom in on his shoulders, you can't really see there, but it's a moon right there, a moon crescent. And Leo, the Strength card, literally is a lion for the Leo lion. And Virgo is this hermit, which makes sense. And Justice is Libra, of course, because they have the scales. Death is Scorpio. We all know that archetype. Sagittarius is Temperance. This one I'm trying to still wrap my head around. It's kind of interesting. I don't know the full archetypes of why that's Sagittarius just yet. And look, Capricorn is the devil, the Baphomet goat, Satan, ruled by Saturn archetype. I just thought that was appropriate after all of my theories about this sign. Material life, power, status, acclaim. They care about what the world thinks, but the world's dumb, so who cares? I'm an Aquarius. I do my own thing. In fact, the world is wrong. The world is literally the opposite of who I want to please. It's literally it's the star, someone's pouring water, because Aquarius is the water bearer. And we see Pisces is the moon right here, and Pisces is the fish, so of course we have the ocean creatures right there. So I thought that was an interesting synchronicity. It's 12 of the 22 major arcana cards out of the 52 of the whole deck. Manly P. Hall says another set also represents the signs, but I thought this was a little more obvious and clear. I got this at half price for $7. Children of Dune. This is actually the sequel of Frank Herbert's the Dune. So it's right after Dune, because this was back in 2002. So yeah, that's Xavier and that's Susan Sarandon. Might see some familiar faces there. This really quick, y'all. Telling women that they are just as good as men ironically assumes that men are good at everything, which actually downplays the whole concept of feminism. Okay, so having, teaching women that they're always equally as strong as men also is not only dangerous, but it makes them think that physical strength is superior to mental intelligence ultimately. But society doesn't want you smart, just angry. So if that's the case, these feminists are ironically being less feminine. They're taking out the yin in femininity. Okay? And also I saw this, it just made me think. I saw a "Don't Tread on Me" sticker on a car with a veteran's license plate. And so I wanted to ask them, who exactly are the ones who would be doing the treading, if not the government's military? I mean, yeah, of course I respect the military. A lot of them are patriots. Obviously, a lot are civilians now because they're not fighting wars anymore, of course, or they retired. I'm just saying, you're going to be fighting government if the government does decide to tread on you. So, if you want to be a part of that system, you want to be Joe Biden's puppet for 8 years, or Obama or Trump or Bush's puppet, go ahead. That's fine. I'll be a domestic patriot and not fight for any president. I'll fight for my country. I'll join the Coast Guard. Just joking. Yeah, about 607 pages through my book. It's, still pushing forward. This one. If you are a reincarnation of someone you admire, then I guess you won't get to really meet them in the afterlife after all. It's like if you're the same soul in a different body, when you die, you're not going to go and meet the soul of whoever it is that you're a reincarnation of that you happen to admire. Like, for instance, David Wilcock, who believes he is a reincarnation of Edgar Cayce, and their birth chart and their faces and a lot of other stuff does point to that. But if he is, then when David Wilcock passes and goes to the afterlife, is he going to shake hands with Edgar Casey if he was him in the first place anyway? So you see kind of what I'm saying. And I like this quote. It's in order to make a classic or create a classic, you have to know what to beat. Okay, and our generation just is not a generation who's well versed, well read, well educated really in anything in the past, especially if we're teaching them that if they're white and they're males that they don't matter. I mean, I'm sorry, but centuries of white males have made some good music and some good books, okay? You know, should listen to them. Shakespeare, aka Francis Bacon, he wrote Othello about racial oppression back in the 1600s, you know? So we need to read these classics in order to know what to beat. And now, like, people, when you think of a classic, kids just think of Disney movies. Like, no, we need to read Finnegan's Wake Ulysses, or, you know, all the crap I read. I like this idea. Yahweh is a do as I say, God. Here, do as I say, but not as I do, because I can kill anyone I want, but thou shalt not murder. But I can murder anyone I want. See, that's Yahweh, Satan. Jesus, he's do as I do. You know, he never killed, he healed. He never plagued, he healed sickness. He basically did the exact opposite of whatever entity was ruling in the Old Testament. Yeah, still obsessed with this AI art, y'all. Look at all that. So cool. Take another look at the Nietzsche prophecies. The Jews said in 1840, something to return to Israel for the first time is this Messiah. The Balkans. I'm actually not familiar with that at all. I need to read that. Rabbi Yehuda Alkalai. I'll look that up. And the Baha'i, of course, have the Baha'i twins, born 1844. Aztecs have the 1844 Quetzalcoatl calendar that we know. The Baptists, well, William Miller, we all know the Great Disappointment was a week after Nietzsche was born. Christadelphian John Thomas says the Jews returned to Zion that year. Some Fox Sisters, 1848, Occult Messages from the Dead. I need to read more on them. So yeah, it's kind of it's an important date, and it's part of the Daniel 8:14 prophecy. Like the Bible predicted Nietzsche, so Nietzsche would not know this though. He wasn't supposed to. Oh yeah, I already showed you all that. My birthday is the same as Nietzsche's in Gematria when you spell it out, and my name is the same as Nietzsche's in Gematria when you spell it out. 189 and 388. That's so crazy. I already showed you all this stuff. Anyway, they'll take it easy. I'm telling you, this $30 a month for this AI art. I mean, if you know how to use it, and if you're interested in art in the first place, and if you like eye candy and know what to create or what kind of prompts to get what you want, it's so nice. Yeah, and this is actually how all the zodiac signs correspond to the body. Aries is the head, very headstrong. Throat is Taurus. They have really good taste, you know. And some other stuff. Gemini is the shoulders, kind of, you know, the two shoulders, the twins. Cancer is the breasts for nurturing. Leo's the heart for the heart of a lion. Virgo is the stomach, you know, the virgin birth. Libra is the hips for scales. They balance the body out, is right at the hips. Sagittarius is the legs because they're the horse, the centaur. Capricorn is the bones and the knees and kind of the upper ankle. And Aquarius is the ankle. We're like the guiding, like we tell you which direction to go. And the pineal glands. Aquarius rules the ankles and the pineal gland. So that's kind of nice. And Pisces rules the feet. Jesus washes the feet. He gave 2 fish and 2 pieces of bread to his disciples. He was born in the age of Pisces. And Pisces are very sensitive, so they feel all the little pinpricks of life, like the feet. So that's kind of cool. I broke out some of my digital stuff yesterday. I started playing my Volca beats again because I just got to remember how to do it. It's been a year, but I got to break out this TD3 and break out some mad synths, yo, and combine the beat with the synth, and next thing you know, you got a song. Like, I'm so bored, yo. And yet I feel this. I'm going to end on this, okay? Marilyn Manson opened his biography, Long Hard Road Out of Hell, with this verse, or I called Nietzsche a verse, wow, with this section of a Nietzsche essay in Genealogy of Morals. The second essay, section like 24. But I think it applies not to Marilyn Manson, but to someone else. Great health. Is this at all possible today? Sometime in a stronger age than this moldy, self-doubting present day, he will come to us, the redeeming man of great love and contempt. Because he has contempt for society, but great love in his heart to improve society. The creative spirit who is pushed out of any position outside or beyond by his surging strength again and again, and whose solitude will be misunderstood by the people as though it were flight from reality, whereas his solitude is just his way of being absorbed, buried, and immersed in reality, so that from it, when he emerges into the light again, he can return with the redemption of this reality and redeem it from the curse which its ideal has placed upon it up until now. And I'm totally calling out how all culture is wrong. Christmas is pagan. Even the Christians are wrong. The philosophers are wrong. This man of the future will redeem us, not just from the ideal held up until now, but from those things which had to arise from it. The great nausea, the will to nothingness, nihilism. He's going to redeem us from nihilism and purposelessness. That stroke of midday and of a great decision that makes the will free again, which gives earth its purpose and man his hope again. This antichrist and anti-nihilist, this conqueror of God and of nothingness, he must come one day. That was written in 1887, 100 years before my birth. Winky face, smiley face. Okay, so Marilyn Manson opened his bio like that. But Manson is a nihilist. He's a scary, evil, all he wants to do bad for bad's sake, Capricorn. I'm sorry, that's what he is. Everyone's like, well, Nietzsche's a nihilist. No, he's not. And this is proof that he's waiting for the anti-nihilist to come and redeem us from all this. He doesn't like nihilism. Nietzsche was just the first to best describe nihilism after Dostoevsky and some other folks, before him. But Nietzsche, just because he can explain nihilism and feels that, doesn't mean he is that. Okay, he's looking for the anti-nihilist. Okay, and sadly, I'm using the Bible and astrology to prove that, and Nietzsche talks smack about that too, because he didn't know what I know. Once you know what I know, you can't unknow it. Okay? I like that one. It's pretty sweet. Okay, y'all. I think I'm done here.